channels to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. Over on total for the daily, it does look like we do want to get a little bit of an indecision candle here, so I would exercise caution. Again, remember, total could sell off and Bitcoin can push up. Sometimes they act a little inversely to each other, so keep that in mind going forward. VWAP is favoring bearish, bringing momentum lower and causing that money flow to hang up in the bearish territory. Right now, that VWAP is trying to curl up, though, and that money flow wants to rebound. So we are trying to get some bullish momentum behind this push down, which that would be positive because that could solidify this as a higher low compared to back here and try to give us a bullish channel in this range, as we failed to do so last night. We got lower highs with that low. That was an attempt to make a higher low, got that rejection we said to watch out for, and then we ended up pushing down after. Our RSI is pushing up as stochastic is gaining strength, so we do look positive there. But if that VWAP cannot remain in the bullish territory and get higher highs with higher lows from here, it's likely bears would remain in control. Right now, we are attempting to get a consistent high, but we need to at least, at the minimum, come back down, retest that neutral, and make a bounce. If we break through that neutral, I would be concerned for another push down, which could end up retesting that 749 or some lower regions in this range. Remember, we do have some consolidation right around that 775, so anywhere between there and the bottom of that 749 could be where we may hang up on. So if we look over at Bitcoin futures, I skipped to the wrong page. So if we look at Bitcoin futures, we did invalidate that bearish pattern, so that could be positive, but this is still a long upper shadow candle, so we want confirmation still. You want a strong green candle tomorrow to signal that we can push forward and hit toward that 100K range. Our stochastic is pulling back, RSI is starting to sell off, our VWAP is favoring bearish with lower lows and lower highs, so watch that VWAP close. If it continues to favor bearish here, momentum will continue down and money flow could break into the red. That would give us some strong red candles and then an attempt to break down. So his pattern is showing why we say trade on confirmations, don't trade because you have a pattern. So we had our third touch to the bottom, and we got to bounce when we attempted to get the breakdown. Remember, you test on the retest. So on that green candle, if we would have rejected with a red candle after, then you would have opened up a short or put in a position to buy at some lower level. But we saw that green candle become a strong green candle that's actually a bullish engulfing candle, where that green candle is bigger or as big as the previous red candle, showing bulls are gaining strength. That VWAP did try to push forward, let's see, right around here, so that VWAP was starting to gain a little bit of strength. Then we got some higher highs with higher lows, and that did help carry us forward. So that was what helped push us up here on futures. We do have a little bit of consolidation after the push up. This could create a bull flag, which that would be positive because that bull flag would be what could help push us toward that 100K range. That VWAP is attempting to push forward. We need that VWAP to get higher highs with higher lows. Right now we have lower highs with lower lows, giving us a bearish trend, causing momentum to drop. And if this does not reverse soon, money flow will break into the red, and then we could reverse our gains. But if we look at Bitcoin, we have a little more data here. We are about midway through the week, though, so futures may be a little more reliable. I tend to lean more toward just Bitcoin, but futures does tend to trade at a premium. Futures is also where you're going to see those gaps, so that's why we cover it, because if you're not going to see the gap on Bitcoin, you could be surprised by a futures gap if you don't look. RSI is in the bullish territory, but our stochastic is weakening. Our momentum is weakening too because VWAP is starting to favor bearish. If that VWAP rejects here just like it did back there, then we could see another lower wave, which would bring that momentum lower and cause money flow to start to push down, probably breaking the money flow into the red this time. Over on the 1 hour, though, does look like we did get some lower highs and lower lows, so we did attempt to push up, and then we got a bit of a rejection and a retracement. So we retraced about half our move up. That is a positive move because remember, if you shoot just straight up, you are going to come crashing back down. That VWAP is also breaking into bullish territory. Our momentum is pushing up with a green dot due to the VWAP pushing up, which will give that money flow further strength. And if this maintains and we can break above this 97K, just like last night, then we could continue forward and continue to see some bullish momentum. So last night we broke beyond a resistance level. Tonight we're going to need to do the same in order to continue that momentum toward our 100K levels. Over on graph for the daily, it does look like we have an indecision candle here as well, so just like total, I would watch out, but it fared better than most of our altcoins because everything else sold off, and this held its value, gained just a little bit. Our stochastic is pushing down, our RSI is weakening, bit my tongue, VWAP is pushing down, momentum is weakening, and that money flow is in the bearish territory, so I would watch. With that VWAP pulling back, momentum and money flow could continue lower, which would again give us that environment for the strong red candles to retest the value area low and possible the support level if we cannot meet the support at that value area low from that fixed range volume profile. Now, over on the 1 hour, it does look like we are overall pulling back. We did jump up to fill our gap, but now that we made a quick move up, we are seeing a slight retracement. Again, not the end of the world, because if we make a higher low, there is a 70% chance of making a higher high, and that could give us a bullish continuation here, which would help propel us forward. VWAP is pushing up, that momentum is gaining strength with a green dot, and the money flow does want to break through. So if that VWAP maintains bullish momentum from here, we will see price action push up, and we could try to retest that 9.5 range still. So over on XRP for the daily, does look like we did maintain in our wedge, so I would watch, but remember that is a bullish pattern, and if the rest of the market's going to pump up, XRP likely is going to follow. That VWAP is gaining strength. We are still in the bearish territory, so watch lower time frames. Momentum is pushing down, and our money flow is red due to the VWAP and momentum favoring bearish. Stochastic is also pulling back, and the RSI is losing strength. Over on the 1 hour, it does look like we did try to invalidate our pattern here, but when we got the retest, we did end up pushing back in. We did attempt to retest here, got a little bit of a sell-off, so that could have been a false signal. That VWAP was still in bullish territory when we pushed down, so I personally would not have taken that trade because that told me momentum was still more on the bullish side, and we may have some sort of divergence. That divergence pushed us up and brought us back into the pattern. Our VWAP is starting to push up. We do have a higher high, so this higher high could help push us forward. Remember, higher highs with higher lows on that VWAP does push momentum higher, which gives the money flow strength, and that can help us get our breakout. So we do have our third touch to the bottom. We could push up. If we get that retest, there's a higher chance of pushing up and getting a breakthrough. So that is positive. But again, trade on confirmation. Don't trade because something signals you that we're going to go up. You want more than one thing pointing you up. If only one thing points you up, you may not be going up. But over on Anchor for the daily, it does look like we could rebound here as well. Again, remember that's going to be more dependent on that total because total leads all of our altcoins. It's the market cap of all the altcoins besides Ethereum. VWAP does want to push up, but it's starting to stall, so I would exercise caution because that means our volume compared to our price is kind of stalling out. Our momentum is starting to push down as a result, and money flow is deepening into the red, showing we are getting more selling pressure than buying pressure. So over on the 1 hour here, it does look like we did jump up and we filled our gap, but because we kind of jumped up and gapped all over the place, price action did come back down. We didn't really establish a strong support level. We do have a gap below us, so I would exercise caution because that could give us a lower high here, reject, hit that gap, and then maybe we get lucky and continue forward in some sort of like erratic move up. Anchor does love to gap around, and we do have some higher gaps like this one right around that 1930. But overall, this could be a bigger push if the rest of the altcoins push down. But keep in mind that if we do end up gaining bullish momentum and we see our breakout, we could see an early breakup of our pattern as well. Our VWAP is pushing up, momentum is gaining strength with a green dot, and our money flow is starting to curl back forward, But if our VWAP cannot create a bullish trend with higher highs and higher lows, that money flow will remain bearish and we will continue to bleed out. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night. Hit the like and subscribe and join us in that Discord. I look forward to seeing you there.